Hello, and welcome to the Connection Architect Certificate Program and your chance to meet the mentors who are ready to add real-time value to your time in the community. I am your host and Candy Community Builder, Michelle Hersai-Ignacev. And today we're going to get real with one of our learning level mentors, Lola Balogun of Lulu Event Services International. We're going to hear Lola, her stories and how she's creating meaningful connecting points in her community and why it matters to put connections first. So it's wonderful for you to be with us here today, Lola. I'm so happy that you're a learning level mentor in the program. And I'd love to start off by hearing a little bit about your career history and about you and what's happening in your world today.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you. It's great to be here. Very excited to be a mentor for this amazing program. A little bit about myself. I am the easiest way to say it is an event experience advocate. I am also a sponsorship consultant. I love events. I love everything about them. I'm very passionate about them. And I'm also very passionate about helping sponsors develop the right sponsor programs for their brands and communities. My background a little bit, I have a background in advertising and marketing for the most part. I left the advertising world to study event management, studied that in London and kind of dabbled in a lot of different areas of events. Ended up traveling as well, doing a lot of freelancing, a lot of volunteer work, working different places in London, in Brazil, and things like that, before I finally came back and settled in my hometown of Edmonton. And since then, I've actually been working with, I work with franchisees here with the Subway brand, but I'm also building Lulu events, and we've really started honing in on the sponsorship aspect of it and really just developing experiences within festivals or event programs for sponsors and brands. So that's really where we are focused on today, and very, very excited about joining this community. So meeting a lot of really interesting people like yourself, Michelle, and other students as well, and just really teaching about the importance of connection when in the world of events.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It's actually a really great contribution to our community, that international experience that you have, because in the context of events that we're experiencing today, there are always some type of global or international component to it. You know, our reach and our access to attendees, to speakers, to sponsors, everything is just broadened in scope. And you know, because you've kind of already been in this world before the pandemic started, I'm really curious to hear, what does connection mean to you?
Yeah, it's really been interesting to think about that, because we've been asked that as, you know, as becoming a mentor of this program, what connection means. And I had to really sit back and think about my career and how connecting with the right people have really brought me forward and brought so many more new different experiences for my career. So I would definitely say that connection is incredibly important. It's important with the people that you're connected with, the energy that they bring to the project, the energy they don't bring to the project, right? It's important to connect with the right people. And I think I've also said that sometimes as an event planner, you have the vision and you know what you want to do, but you sometimes don't have the right people in your circle or on your team, or you're not connected to the right people. I know for myself, when I moved back to Edmonton, I was so far removed from the scene, the event scene. I didn't know anybody at all in that industry. So I connected with Lisa, for example, at a workshop she put on. And literally from that one connection, I made so many different connections through Lisa. And she's a great example of who a connector is, and just somebody who's open to just build with people and connect with people and introduce people, no strings attached, And I think that's a really great example of what a connector should be and how important it is really to help each other reach all of our goals. And then collectively as a community, it just helps us be stronger as an industry. And especially post-COVID, it's incredibly important.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And,
Mm.
a lot of the framework of the Connection Architect program is helping individuals identify the opportunities where they can form connections to optimize their goals, to optimize operations or planning. Because, part of our goal in the end as a connector is to make sure that we are able to close the gaps in what we're trying to achieve, and recognizing that we may not have all the skill set, and having that awareness of how to assemble teams, how to plan and do it mindfully so that everything can fall into place as it should. So that part of event planning has always been such a strong component to an event's success, reaching those goals, but also as it relates to sponsorships and partnerships, it is about also understanding the marketplace, understanding your audience and the environment that you're hosting an event in, or you're trying to form connections in, so that you can find those people that are going to complement your goals and your objectives the most effectively. And so I'm really excited that you're bringing that perspective to the program. And I'm curious here as well to hear your perspective on how the world benefits from having better connections in our communities.
Yeah, that's a good question. Would the world benefit from that? I think in total, like, especially when we talk about that global aspect to events, now more than ever, we're all connected. Like I can say, due to COVID, due to the pandemic, I've actually probably attended more events. I've attended events in India. I've attended events all over the world through this platform, through Zoom. And I think it really just made the world seem a little bit smaller. And more importantly, it allowed me to really connect with people all over the world. So I think in all, connection, and when you look at it on a global scale, it helps to bring people together. It helps to make the world seem a bit smaller. But more importantly, it helps as an event planner from my scope. It helps to reach more audiences, right? To broaden your horizon. I think a lot of times we're so used to our little box of where we live and where we inhabit and the connections and the people we know in that box. But when we look at on a global scale, especially now in this post-COVID world, there is so much more. There's so much more people we can reach, so much more people we can impact, and so many more people we can connect with on different levels. So we don't have to be so, I don't want to say small-minded, but we don't have to be so, you don't have to be so caught up in that box, really. We can really expand. We can expand our businesses. We can expand our brands. We can reach new audiences, and we can connect and impact with people all over the world through connection.
Yeah, I love the way you describe that. It makes the world feel smaller, more intimate in a lot of ways, I would think as well. Because, just because someone, in India, say, for instance, wouldn't have access to an event that you were putting on pre-COVID, doesn't mean that you wouldn't have resonance with that person or that connection, or they wouldn't relate to what you were creating. So now you've opened it up to create more abundance, more value from the experiences and events you're creating, because you have access to more people, and that's amazing. So I'm going to wrap up the interview with one last question, and I would love for you to expand on some of the unique knowledge and experience you're the most looking forward to sharing with our community.
Oh, okay. I think I had to look at all the different mentors, even yourself, Michelle, and I'm really looking forward to connecting with the different mentors, but also seeing I think the type of student or the type of person who would want to be a part of this program, I think they would really have to see some sort of value in making connections. So wherever they're coming from, they must have a story, and they must have, I think, their reasoning for joining this program and maybe the goals that they have for themselves or things they want to get out of the program. I think that alone makes them unique. So I think each and every person that will join this program will probably be an amazing experience in of itself. So I'm definitely looking forward to meeting all the different students and just really providing value if I can, right? Any way that I can provide value to somebody who wants to get into the industry, somebody who's looking to make different connections. I've definitely been there. I've definitely been that event student, volunteering crazy amounts of hours, just trying to get a foot in the door. So definitely be able to give back and provide value to someone trying to, connect more. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Well, thank you so much for that, Lola. And I want to welcome everybody to connect with you on LinkedIn. And where else on social media can our viewers connect with you?
Okay, you guys can reach me at Lulo Events _INT. So it's Lulo Events International, and that's on Instagram. You can also reach me at Lulo Event Services on Facebook. And our website is luloevents.com. So definitely send me a line, send me a message. Would love to connect with you. And of course, I'm on LinkedIn as well.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And thank you for everyone for watching. If you were interested in learning more about the other learning level mentors, about the Connection Architect Certificate Program, you can go to TheConnectionArchitect.ca.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.